Ever notice how you keep falling into the same relationship patterns, getting triggered by the same situations, or reacting in ways you promised yourself you wouldn't? This happens because you're not actually in control of those moments. What I've learned is that these automatic reactions come from emotional complexes that operate independently in your unconscious mind. They're like little personalities within you that take over when certain buttons get pushed. For example, that instant defensiveness when someone questions your work isn't really you. It's a complex formed around old insecurities that hijacks your response system. Or that overwhelming anxiety before important meetings that feels completely disproportionate to the situation. These complexes gather emotional energy and create predictable patterns in your life. The moment you recognize this is happening, you can start observing rather than reacting. Today, just notice one situation where your reaction feels bigger than the moment deserves. Write it down without judgment. Simply observing these patterns is the first step toward reclaiming your authentic responses. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to start disarming these emotional landmines. Now, if you're finding yourself in these moments where your reaction feels outsized, like when a small criticism sends you into a tailspin of self-doubt, or when a partner's innocent comment triggers a wave of insecurity that you can't seem to shake, it's crucial to understand that these reactions are often tied to deeper, unhealed parts of yourself. These parts, these complexes as Jung called them, are clusters of emotions, memories, and perceptions that have a certain autonomy within your psyche. They form through repeated experiences, especially from childhood, where you didn't have the tools to process what was happening. So when a current situation even slightly resembles a past wound, that entire complex gets activated, and you're not just dealing with the present moment, you're facing the unresolved past as well. That's why the reaction feels so big. It's not just about now, it's about then. But here's the key. These complexes aren't static. They can be made conscious, they can be integrated. And that happens when you start noticing them without immediately identifying with them. When you feel that familiar surge of anxiety, instead of spiraling, you pause and ask, what is this really about? What old story is this reaction trying to tell me? Then you write it down. You get curious. You approach yourself with compassion instead of frustration. This practice of noticing, of observing the pattern without judgment, is what slowly drains the complex of its power. Over time, you reclaim those fragmented parts of yourself. You become more whole, and your responses start aligning with who you truly are, not who you were conditioned to be.